Joyce told me about the bombed car. Is Terry's neighbour all right?
Oh, yeah, pull through.
It's been dreadful for you not knowing what he's going to do next. Sorry, you sound awful.
That's all right. I'll survive. Listen, those reports are there by the phone.
Oh, thanks. Did you get that message?
What message?
From Cynthia? What was it? She said she thought you'd like to know that her cousin's been taken seriously ill and will be spending a few days in hospital.
Oh, thanks.
I'm surprised there haven't been more suicide attempts, actually, considering what those women have been through.
Well, in Daphne's case, I think it would have happened anyway, siege or no siege. Oh, maybe not to the extent of an attempted suicide, but definitely a deep depressive state.
And the dates?
Just as you and Sister Hall suspected. A textbook case of premenstrual stress.
All right. Well, before we go on with this, you do know what it'll mean, don't you? You could have a very good chance of having your charges dropped.
Well, looks like we've got a fight in our hands, doesn't it?
Is it all arranged? Did Mrs. Goddard see the police?
Jennifer,
And George. She was going to see George. He's the gardener I told you about.
Jenny, sit down, please.
What is it? Mrs. Goddard hasn't changed her mind, has she?
Mrs. Goddard is dead. I'm sorry. I tried to contact her after you rang yesterday, but, well, she was killed before she even got to the police station. Your aunt's moved into your grandmother's house, and the first thing she and her husband did was to fire the staff.
Poor George. He's worked for Nana all his life.
It's unfortunate for our case. No one knows where he's gone. It seems he's just disappeared.
Dennis is a fit man.
You must understand. It was a very delicate operation. We did what we could, but I'm afraid the nerve tissue is beyond repair. It could be years before he's able to walk. He must also face the fact he may never walk again. I am sorry.
Oh, sorry. Hey, you seen Jen?
No, dear. Why aren't you out doing the garden?
Oh, I've got to see how Jen went with her lawyer first. I'll see ya. Jen! Hey, what's the matter? What happened? It's going to be all right, isn't it, Jen? Oh, hey, come on. Why don't you come out in the garden with me? I've got to pick out which flowers I'm going to put in Moira's wreath. Come on. I've got another idea. I've always wanted to learn chopsticks. Why don't we go and learn that? Come on, Jen.
Please, Daphne, just leave me alone.
Well, if it isn't the lady herself.
Do I sit or do I stand?
Sit by all means. So, looks like I should have believed you. I hear Ruthie's got a sore head.
I'm not the kind to make idle threats.
Me neither, lady. Which makes me wonder what you're doing here.
Maybe she wants to make it a bit easier for us, boss.
For you, she'd have to. Now shut up, Brucey.
I'm here to make a deal.
You're in no position to make any deals, Ferguson. He's right. Nothing to stop me taking care of you here and now.
Anything happens to me, she's dead. And where does that leave you? You call off the contract, and Ballinger can have that for his wife's solicitor. They'll have a much better chance of getting her out if they know what the prosecution's basing its case on.
You know, you and me could go places, Ferguson. Okay, I'll put it to Arnie. I can't do better than that. Stay by the phone, I'll let you know. You know, the offer still stands if you're ever looking for a job.
He said never. He may never walk again.
Oh, Meg.
He doesn't know. How am I going to tell him?
It won't be easy, but he'll have to know.
No, not yet. Not until he's stronger.
Meg, he's got the right to know.
Look, if he's not strong enough, he may not have the will to go on.
Now, that's silly. Look, you can't be sure that he won't be able to walk again. The doctor said it was a possibility.
He said it was highly probable.
All right, but that doesn't mean you should both give up hope. Now, come on. You've got to show Dennis you're both strong enough to handle this, no matter what happens.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's real upset. I just didn't know what to do.
Oh, I wouldn't worry, love.
We all need a good cry sometimes, Daphne.
Yeah.
What I really need is a really good lawyer. Perry Mason.
Who?
I don't think he's available, Etty.
What?
I think Perry Mason's all booked out.
Oh.
Now, don't worry, we'll fix you up with something.
See, it's even more important now that I get out. My poor son-in-law needs all the help he can get.
What? Oh, you mean Mr. C?
No, he's going to be all right. Mrs. Barry told us he came through the op okay.
Poor Meg, such terrible things.
Oh, Etty, come on, cheer up.
They got you, haven't they?
Yeah. I'm going to be an auntie grandma.
Is Mrs. M preggers?
Certainly not. They're not even married yet. Oh, yes, but she will be.
Oh, it's a lucky baby. You'll make a great granny, Eddie.
You sure will, love. In fact, if you've got time, my little one wouldn't mind an auntie grandma too.
Okay, ladies. Queenie Marshall. Hi, chickens. Come on, Flynn. Governor's office.
Hope it's good news, love.
Thanks.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Nor.
Thanks, girl.
G'day. Not too bad here, by the looks of it.
Depends how long you stay.
Oh, you make it sound like a hotel, honey, mate.
Yeah, well, why not, Ducky? 7 days of taking it easy and no bill at the end. It's all right in my books.
7 days? Geez, you're lucky.
Yeah, beat up this John because he decided he wasn't paying.
You must be strong.
No, he was already tied up. See, I take care of the kinky ones. Rotten bastard, I beat him black and blue like he always wants, and he lays a charge. You just can't please him, hey?
Takes all kinds, eh?
Hey, you must meet some real weirdos.
Oh, yeah, they have their moments. Hell, I missed all the excitement, didn't I?
If you mean in here, I think you've come to the wrong place.
Well, isn't this where you had the big siege?
Yeah, it was awful.
Oh, come on. All those big, brawny blokes with guns in their pockets. Sounds like a real turn-on for a women's prison.
I think you've been given the wrong news story, lady. 2 of our mates were shot dead in that siege. And if that's your idea of a turn-on, I reckon the next 7 days aren't going to be easy. I'm sorry it took so long to come through.
That's all right. At least I can go. What about Etty, though?
I think Etty's little carry-on at her committal's made the department a bit edgy about giving you that sort of freedom.
But that was all put on.
Well, we know that, but then we know Etty.
She'll be awfully disappointed. She thought the world of Myra.
Yes, I think everyone who knew her will remember her with respect.
Yeah.
We've organised a wreath from everyone at Wentworth, and Mrs. Barry tells me Daphne Graham's making a more personal one.
Yeah, she and Jenny are putting it together. Thanks for getting me permission to go. I really appreciate it.
It's all right, Laura. Now, I've got some news for you about the shooting of that terrorist. I think you'll be relieved to know that no more action will be taken against you, and it won't affect your chances of parole at all.
Thank God.
There is one other thing. The department's managed to trace one of the men you said could be the father of your child.
Mick?
Yes, he's coming down to see you tomorrow.
No. I mean, all we need is the blood test to make sure he's compatible. You've got to stop him coming.
I'm sorry,
I won't see him. I won't, Mrs. Reynolds. Please. No.
That Queenie is typical of short-termers. I mean, how do they know what we're missing? The friends we don't see anymore. I can't remember when I last got on a tram or went shopping in Myers. What are you doing?
I was just looking at your hair. It's still very ragged, of course, but I think it's long enough for rollers, no?
No, you don't. If I want another perm, I'll get somebody else to do it, thank you.
May Collins, I put my heart and soul into your hair.
After the last haircut you gave me, I was lucky to have any hair left at all.
Well, I could hardly be expected to do any better. Not with your hair so badly singed at Barnhurst.
Don't start. I don't want you to touch it, and I mean it.
I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. Not with that ungrateful head beneath it.
Willie? Wilhelmina Beecham, you are without doubt the most obnoxious, annoying, and totally insufferable person I have ever met. And I don't want you to botch up my hair this time like you did last time.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll get out the rollers then.
Well, it doesn't have to be right now, does it?
Oh, yes, the sooner the better. We want you to look nice, don't we?
Now, I don't want to turn out like one of those frizzy-headed types. If I'm going to have a perm, I want a normal one.
But these are all I have.
Well, then use that thing you call a business brain and go out and scavenge some bigger ones.
Yes, I did see Jack O'Kennedy with some yesterday. Perhaps I could convince her.
Well, if anyone can convince people, Willie, you can.
Who is it?
Detective Murray Cram, Miss Ferguson, Russell Street. Oh, sorry if I scared you.
It's all right. What can I do for you?
Just letting you know we've got watchers all around the house, so don't worry.
Yeah, I know. I saw the car outside.
Made a bit of a mess in here.
Left their mark in more ways than one.
Yes. Right, well, better get back.
Look, I'm sorry I can't offer you a cup of coffee. The power doesn't seem to be up to it at the moment.
Yes, I can see that. Listen, if you're feeling like a cup or a bite to eat, there's a place up the road. On me.
No. Thanks anyway. Waiting for a phone call.
Right. Well, don't you worry. No one's going to get near this place without us knowing.
Come on, love. What you looking so miserable about?
Oh, who said there was anything wrong?
That was pretty obvious.
Oh, I'm sorry, May.
Now, look, they've said you can go to the funeral. There's nothing standing in the way of your parole. Now, what is it?
It's nothing.
It's not doing you or the baby any good storing it up inside like this.
I guess not. It's Mick Kirby. The one we figured out must be my baby's dad. He's coming here tomorrow. He's coming to lay claims on the baby, May. I know it. He wants custody because I'm in the can.
How do you figure that out, love?
I don't know. I just feel it. I mean, why else would he travel all that way?
Well, hell, he's just found out he's going to be a father. And from what you tell me, he sounds like an all right guy. Look, you're tying yourself up in knots, and all he probably wants to do is see how you're going.
Well, maybe he's got other ideas.
Oh, give him a chance, love. What's all that over there now?
Kick it, go on. Yes, we can do with a Barnhurst one.
I'll fix it, Etty.
No, it won't. Look.
Etty! Now look, it's gross.
Yeah, well, I just thought I've got to go and see Mark.
Did you fix it good and proper, did you, love?
No, it's the end of the program, that's all.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No, you got to come quick.
What's wrong?
Oh, I'm real worried about Jen. She hasn't stopped crying. She didn't eat her tea or anything.
Oh, haven't you found out what's wrong yet?
Okay.
No, leave it to Auntie May. You've got enough on your plate, love.
Thanks, Auntie May.
Everyone's in trouble tonight.
Are you all right, love? You know, you've got Daffy worried out of her brain. Now, what is it?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh, why not? Enjoy wallowing in self-pity, do you?
No, I don't. But can you blame me? After what's happened, what do you expect?
Show a bit of guts, just like your dad did.
What do you mean? You knew my father?
Well, sort of. Your mum, too.
Oh, May. When? How?
It was a long time ago now. They weren't even married.
Tell me about them. They died in a plane crash when I was 9.
Well, I didn't know them that well. You see, there was this big do at your grandma's house. I think it was your mum's 21st.
And you were invited?
No, not exactly invited. I'd popped along after it got started to check over the guest rooms, pick up a few souvenirs, that sort of thing. A working trip, if you like.
Oh, May. Well, come on, how did you meet them?
Well, I didn't exactly meet them. You see, they'd snuck in to have some time to themselves.
And they caught you?
No, I ducked behind a curtain. But I reckon I could have done a fan dance in the middle of the room for all the notice they would have taken of me. They were so wrapped up in each other, they just talked and talked and talked. They kept me behind that bloody curtain for an hour. And was your grandmother mad? She'd look for them everywhere.
Oh, and she caught them. Poor things.
Oh, poor things, nothing. Your dad gave as good as she gave him. That's what I mean, guts. And that old lady was a real hellraiser in her younger days, believe me.
I do.
Well, your dad didn't take any nonsense, so with that sort of blood in the family, what's with all the weeps and sighs?
I don't know. It all seems too much to tackle.
What, this place?
No. I had a chance to prove I didn't kill Nana, and now it's gone all wrong.
Hell, love, get out there and look for another way. Stand up and fight, just like your mum and dad did.
Oh, Meg,
Meg, it happened all by itself, you know. Poof, like that, and it was gone.
What are you talking about?
The telly broke down. So, I've come here to get a book or something. And now while you're here, we might have a little talk, eh? Now, how's our Dennis getting on?
Oh, he's a little bit.
Don't you worry, love. Auntie Etty isn't the sort of person to let her loved ones down in their time of need.
Thank you, Eddie, but there's not really much you can do.
Oh, there is too. I want to pay for the best help that you can get. So that young man is going to be fit and well and rearing to go in time for his wedding.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to make sure I'm there too.
What?
I want you to ring my lawyer tomorrow so he can organise my escape from here.
You mean your release? You want to get out again?
Oh, I certainly do. And not to that retirement place either. Oh, I've got plans.
Oh, Eddie.
Just get me my legal man.
Ferguson?
This is your lucky day, Ferguson. Arnie's agreed to your terms.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I bet you do. Good on you, love. See you around.
Nettie's been acting real strange. What do you reckon's up with her?
It's all right. What's she been up to?
Well, she told me this morning she was medicating.
I think you mean meditating, love. You know, deep thoughts.
Huh?
Never mind, Dad.
She was talking about Maya all night. I reckon she's really upset because she can't go to the funeral.
Oh, I can understand that. Look, you two go on. I want to have a word with Nora.
Okay, I'll save your spot.
Okay.
Oh, you saved me one too. I've got to see Officer Larry.
Hey, that looks good.
Oh, fine.
Feeling all right?
She's fine. Been biting my head off all morning. But don't worry, I'll cheer her up.
Time do you and Mrs. Reynolds take off?
After breakfast.
Well, I'll let you get on with it then.
Thanks.
Coming, dear?
Yep, as soon as I finish my fag.
I'll see you at breakfast, Nora. If the company doesn't kill your appetite.
She a kingpin around here, or just thinks she is.
She's a mate of mine.
All right. Sorry, sweets. God! I'm bored stiff already with this place. Bet you're glad to be getting a day out. Nice bit of fresh air. Even if it is in a cemetery.
Listen, I've had about enough of your crap. So for the last time, just shut your mouth around me, all right?
Jeez, what'd I say?
Hey, where's Daffy?
Mrs. Slattery took her to collect flowers for the funeral.
You can't see young Jen either.
Well, perhaps your talk to her didn't do as much good as you thought.
Oh, Nora, don't you look terrific. Did you gonna have any brekkie, love?
Oh, you've got to keep your strength up, dear.
Do you want me to get you some?
No, thanks, love. I don't think Jen will mind missing this one.
G'day. I beat a horse this morning, if you know what I mean.
Is that one a bit hard to take?
Carrying on all night. I'd know her life history by now if I dared to listen.
Oh, Daffy, they're just lovely. You've done a terrific job.
Oh, Daphne, they're lovely. They're just right for Myra.
Yeah. And Jen's doing the card right now, so don't worry. Everything will be ready by the time you have to go.
Now we'll all be there.
Hartley didn't turn up again for breakfast. I'm worried about her. She got very depressed when she found the housekeeper had been killed. Well, Pat's going to watch her very closely today. Good. I think I better ask Dr. Weissman to see her. Well, from what you told me, she doesn't need him. I mean, if she is innocent, best treatment she could get is her freedom. I know. At least he can give her something for the depression. Trouble is, I think she feels her last chance of proving her innocence went under the wheels of that car.
Morning.
Morning. You look cheerful. Good news?
Oh, you might say that.
Time I went and got Nora. Oh, one more thing before I go. Did either of you happen to use that file the feds left on Ballinger's pornography records?
No?
Me neither. Oh, is it missing? No, it was rather messed around, that's all. Don't worry about it. Just seemed a bit strange.
I hope young
certain Jen wasn't using that car just as an excuse to miss Brecky.
Yes.
People we have to associate with.
Well, I just wanted to say that I have a big mouth with not much sense behind it.
Well, we agree on something.
No, I'm really sorry about what I said the other night.
What'd you say?
Leave it, Willie.
Oh, Nora, too. I gave the poor bugger hell with all the yap, and I just didn't think. Well, I can see now how much this Myra woman meant to everybody. I must have thought I was a real cold-hearted bitch.
Well, you were if you gave Nora problems. She's a very sensitive woman, you
Yes,
know.
well, I know that now, but on the outside, all you hear is guns and siege and people being killed, and you don't know them, so it doesn't matter all that much. You know, it's like a movie. You watch it and you forget it.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
Yeah, well, I watch my P's and Q's from now on, and anything I can do for you when I get out, you let me know, all right?
All right, love. You're on.
You wouldn't happen to have any spare makeup you'd like
Willie.
to take, would you? You keep out of this, May Collins. This is between us.
Oh, that'd trade the silly twit. I give up.
And if you could spare some of those fancy cigarettes.
Well, yeah, I think that can be arranged. What have you got?
Oh, Hartley wants to see the governor. I'll have a wait if you like.
No, it's all right. Bring her in.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause a problem.
It's all right. It's all right. Now, what can we do?
I've decided I'd like to be allowed to work if that's possible.
Would you mind telling me why?
I'm trying to be a bit more positive. I hope I won't be here very long. I don't know how I'm going to do it at the moment, but I am going to prove I'm not a murderer.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And if there's anything else we can do to help you, just let us know.
I will. Thank you.
Organise work duties, will you please, Miss Ferguson? Jeff,
Mrs. Reynolds.
I'm sorry. Nora. Jeff, this is Nora Flynn. She was with Myra when it happened.
It must have been pretty terrible.
Yes, it was. Excuse me, I'll have to go and see Myra's children.
How was it for her?
She was a gutsy lady. Right through it. She kept us together.
I'm sorry if you don't want to talk about
No,
this.
I want to tell you. She talked a lot about you, Jeff. She loved you very much. You know?
Yeah. We had a lot of plans about what we'd do when she got out. Ever since I've known her, everything I've done was for her. The law exams, doing what I could for the PRG. Looking after Kay. I loved her. Not sure she knew just how much.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know her at all till I came here, but she got a friend of mine off Smack. She stayed with her all the time.
She was a pretty special lady, all right.
Oh, May. 2 funerals in one day. I should be out there helping their poor families, not stuck in this dreadful place.
No.
Is it Tammy's funeral too?
No, Horry's the bloke she thinks she is to know.
I did know him.
All right, love.
Don't cry, Willie.
I can't help it. It's tragic. It's a tragedy greater than it.
Now I have to wash the bloody thing again.
Oh, sorry.
Look, don't take any notice, love.
It's not going to kill you, is it?
Well, why can't she use her sleeve?
I thought you were being nice now, Lou.
Too much effort, eh, Kelly?
Hey, come on. Let's not forget one of our mates is being buried right this minute.
Sorry.
I think it's time. 2 minutes silence like the second one.
What the hell's going on here?
Sorry, Miss Ferguson. We were taking 2 minutes in memory of Myra.
Judy phone you? She said she would.
Pardon? Oh, yeah. Yes. She was pretty cut up about not being able to get back to the funeral.
Promotional tours are a far cry from her old life.
It's going well for them. The album's all Judy's songs, too.
When will they get back?
About 4 weeks.
What about you? You got your results yet?
Nah, still sweating.
I'm sure you'll do well. We'll all miss her. The ones she helped, and the ones who still need someone like Myra to help them get through the bad times.
Well, you never know. If I get the credits I need, maybe I can pick up where she left off.
Good. Well, we must go. Take care.
You too. And, send my best to Dennis Cruikshank.
Nora?
Yes, coming.
Deserves fruit, and then in between it's F-A-C-E, face.
Yeah, I think I got that. Now, that one with the little line through it, that means I start here, right?
That's right. Now, I want you to try this, but just very slowly, okay?
She's quick, she'll be playing in no time.
And you thought you were all fingers and thumbs.
No, I still am, but at least here I get to use them all. Hey, Jen, can you play that one that goes da 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 da? You know that one that Myra used to really like?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Go on, love, for Myra. Yeah, go on.
All right.
Claudia, if you want music, turn the radio on.
It was for Myra.
Go on, love.
Nora.
I thought you said I didn't have to see him.
I'm Mick Kirby. I think it was you I spoke with on the phone. Look, I know I'm not supposed to be
No,
here, but...
you're not. I'm Mrs. Reynolds.
Oh, please listen to me, love. I've just got to tell you that I've had the blood tests and, well, I've got to talk to you.
I'm sorry, but if she doesn't want
What
to
was
see
the
you...
result?
I don't know. I haven't got him back yet. But I know the kid's mine. As soon as I heard you were pregnant, I knew. Look, we've got to talk about everything.
Nora?
Can we go out into the garden?
Yes, of course. Mrs. Morris?
Certainly. I don't care if the tests prove you're the next King of England. The baby's mine, and I'm not going to let you take her away from me.
Now, hang on. Oh, hell, love, who said anything about taking him away from you? Look, I want both of you, Nora. We had a really good thing going back there before the cops picked you up, remember? And the only reason I'm here is because, well, they said you'd be out on parole soon, and, well, I can think of nothing better than to have you and the kid come home. With me. Well, think on it, love. We'd be a real family.
Families mean sharing, Mick. And I'm not sharing my kid. Not with anyone.
But That's tantamount to blackmail.
Well, that's up to them. They can take it or leave it.
But they've only asked for the programs that have either been sanctioned in the past or if not, they damn well should have been.
Listen, what...
No, let me finish. Look, I am getting sick and tired of the women taking second place to your public bloody image. For God's sake, Andrew, do you really think you're going to lose points because a young girl attempts suicide after what she's been through?
No, I don't,
And
but
if you think sending a wreath to Desmond's funeral is going to placate those women after they hear your decision, you've got another thing
Have
coming.
you quite finished?
There's plenty more I'd like to say, but I hate wasting my time.
Good, I think we've done enough of that. Now, if you'll let Mrs. Morris know we're ready, we'll go and speak to the prisoners.
Meg, he's ready. You don't know the half of it. Meet you at the gates.
I still say that I should have been allowed to go.
Did you get to talk to her kids?
No, but Mrs. Reynolds did. I didn't like to butt in.
What about Jude and Jeff? Were they there?
Jude didn't make it. She's in New Zealand or somewhere on tour. You should have seen the flowers they sent. But ours looks special.
Ladies, Mrs. Reynolds would like to speak to you. I think most of you know Mr. Fry from the department. The department's considered your recent requests. They feel the work release programs and the rehabilitation classes are very worthwhile proposals.
Oh, great!
They also agree to consult the council on any matters that concern all of you. As long as you all agree to sign waivers for any compensation claims you might wish to make in regard to...
It's merely a simple form. It says little more than none of you were physically hurt. There's nothing to worry about. Of course, we were almost distressed to hear of the two unfortunate deaths, but the rest of you came through without a scratch. And Mrs. Morris has the forms ready for signing, so
Or
if
if
you'll
there
just...
are any questions, I'm sure Mr. Fry will be willing to discuss them.
Oh, Mrs. Reynolds, I'm awfully sorry. Well, if it isn't my little cuddle bums. Missing me? Woo! Mr. Fry! What have you got on him? Nothing, he's just one of my best customers. He's a real king. What's he doing here?
Let's see who strikes the bargain now.
Mr. Fry.
How long was that woman in for?
7 days, why?
Hurry up with that lot, will you? I just remembered an urgent appointment.
Mr. Fry, you
Look,
can't
as
go
head of
on.
department, I insist that security in this place be tightened, yes?
Would you please
And
explain
that includes
what's going
banning
on?
all visitors and phone calls for the next week for all prisoners.
I really
That's
don't
an order.
think we need to go that far.
And he pays you to do that to him.
With feathers.
You better believe it.
And a pink leather.
Girl, whatever turns you on, I suppose, but a pink leather.
Don't you say that word, my girl. Why not? It is nice. It's not nice at all. How do you know whether it's nice or not? Ever tried it?
Well, listen to you lot. Have you forgotten what Fry was going on about in there? It's the same old story. Give with one hand and take with the other.
No worries with what Queenie's got on him. We can blackmail him or something.
Right. So we could threaten to give the story to the papers if he doesn't come to the party.
Hey, we could, couldn't we?
Not like you to stretch your brain to help us, Kelly. Wouldn't help Queenie, though.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It's not good business practice.
Yeah, but you could still threaten him. It doesn't mean you're going to do it.
I'll bet my next buy-up he's making sure Queenie doesn't get the chance.
Well, it wouldn't do him any good. I'll be out in a week.
Yeah, but you could lay it on real nice and thick, Queenie, so the bastard will have to resign.
Why lay it on? Truth would be enough.
Yeah, well, if you're going to hold a council meeting over this whole thing, there's one thing you ought to remember.
Watch out, she's after something.
What's that?
Well, I never thought about putting a claim for what we went through, till Fry mentioned it. But we could make big bickies out of this.
Hey, we could all be rich back.
Maybe.
I reckon you should come to the meeting. I hear you've been backing for the spare seat. Give your voters something to think about to see you in action, wouldn't it? Take down. It's real nice of you.
Talk about Fry pulling a con job.
What's up you?
Have you not forgotten what Myra said about this bitch? If she gets that seat, she's only after one thing, and that's herself.
You don't know what you're talking about, Patterson.
Oh, yeah? You couldn't give a stuff about helping us get compo. You just want to get in the council so you can start running every dirty racket around.
Yeah, well, it was May's idea. You want to argue with her as well?
You bitch!
Good. Yes. Thank you, nurse. It's doing very nice. Feeling better?
Am I going to walk around to?
Well, naturally, this sort of damage takes a while to heal. I can tell you that we've done
Just want a simple answer.
Obviously, it's not going to be easy. But if you don't try any parachute jumps...
Yes or no, I want the truth.
Come on, calm down.
I overheard what you said to Meg. Now cut the crap and tell me.
Where are you, you little bugger? Gotcha! No, I haven't. Ruth, what am I going to do?
You all right, love?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
What's up?
There's a frog in my bucket.
A frog?
Yeah, I saw him. He popped his head up and looked at me.
You're having me on.
I'm not. He looked at me.
But it's full of cleaning fluid stuff, isn't it?
But I'm frightened about it. It could be poisoned. Oh, where could he be?
Oh, well. Happy fishing.
Hey, listen. What was all that carry-on before in the rec room, you know?
Oh, Cuddle Bum, you mean?
Yeah, that big man with a moustache.
Yeah, well, he was just one of my friends, that's all.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he comes to see me and my girls every now and again.
I didn't know you had a family.
Pardon?
You know, I would like to have had girls myself if I'd got married.
Oh, no, they're not my daughters, sweetheart. They're girls, you know, working girls.
Oh, well, you tell them from me, they're very lucky to have a nice job. With the war still going on, they could be putting munitions, you know.
Yes, dear. Whatever you say. Oh, but don't worry about it. I take very good care of them. Oh, we've got this nice little house and we all live there together. And they've got their own bedrooms and they have plenty of pocket money.
Oh, isn't that nice? You know, there are a couple of girls in here going to need some help when they get out.
Oh, well, don't look at me, love. I mean, I haven't got any vacancies at the moment. But if you were on the outside, you could set up a place of your own, you know, with your own girls and help them out and we'll make sure they don't get into any trouble.
Maybe I could.
Well, I've got to go to the toot. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Found that frog yet? He might have turned into a prince by now.
He might have drowned by now. How did he get in there in the first place? I want to know.
Minnie!
And that should be all that's needed.
Yes, Doctor.
Mrs. Morris.
How's Dennis?
Progressing well physically, but I'm afraid he overheard our chat.
He knows then.
The problem is, he's convinced he won't walk. What we have to do now is raise his spirits again, so that he has a fighting chance.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Fine. I'll see you both before you leave.
Darling?
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm sorry. I should have, but we thought it best just to wait a few more days till you'd recovered.
Have a long wait then, wouldn't you?
Nonsense. I mean, if you're going to sit there and sulk, you're probably right. This time next week you'll be home with me, and I'm damned if I'm going to let you give in.
You stop to think for a moment what it'd be like. Me in a bloody wheelchair. Not being able to do anything for myself. Everybody looking at me, feeling sorry.
Sounds to me as though you're the one feeling sorry for yourself.
It's you I'm thinking about. A bloody cripple around your neck.
Dennis!
Make face it, a bloody cripple.
I don't care if you are a cripple. I love you. And you will walk again.
Rick.
Etty, you can't do that.
Of course I can, dear.
Penny for your thoughts, love.
Oh, just thinking about Mick coming this morning.
Oh, I forgot about that. How'd it go? Nothing to worry about, eh? All right, love, I won't push it. Oh, couldn't you convince them they were historically important?
I decided to keep them for myself.
I'll bet.
Has anyone seen Jen?
Yeah, went out to get something, dear.
How come you're not in the garden, love?
Oh, I'm just going to have a lesson first.
She and Jen make a good team, don't
Yeah.
they?
Whatever you said to Jenny sure worked. Did you notice at lunch?
Yeah, I did a pretty good job, didn't I? I told her about the time I met her mum and dad.
You knew them?
Well, I exaggerated the truth a bit, but it was in a good cause. I told her the sort of thing any young girl wants to hear about her mum and dad. You know, they were madly in love. Granny was against it. They married anyway. What a good-looking couple they were, that sort of thing.
Oh, May, that's beautiful.
She asked me so many questions about the time I met them. I almost believed it myself.
What do you mean?
Well, I made it all up. I was in and out of that house so fast. No one could notice anything was missing.
Oh, man.
I was not known as the best cat burglar in Australia for nothing, kid.
You know, you've got a big heart, mate, Collins. Just you to know how to get that girl out of herself.
A big mouth, more like it. Big fibber.
Look, I wouldn't worry. She's probably just out the shops or anything.
But Mrs. Slattery let me ring her back later and there's still no answer. I mean, what if she's really sick? What if she can't even get to a phone?
Well, look, if you're really worried, how about you ring a neighbour? I'd still say she's probably out having a great time at the local bingo hall or something.
She doesn't play bingo.
Disappear, Egbert. Me and Patterson have got things to talk about.
Yeah, righto, sorry. See you later.
Smart kid. Pity some of it didn't rub off on you.
It's the people I have to work with. Now say what you've got to say and get out. You're starting to stink up already.
Just a warning, Patterson. You try screwing up my chances of getting on the council, and I'll smash your face in.
Right! Look, the point is, Governor, he must be made to realise
It should stay within his budget, yes, I agree.
But Pringle actually took it upon himself to issue them with double helpings.
So you said, but did you ask him why?
An attempt to cheer them up. Now, Governor, this really should be looked into. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he isn't actually pilfering government property.
I don't think so. Not Mervyn. No, I'd accept his reason. I just hope it worked. I will, however, suggest that he discuss it with me next time he feels the need to treat the women.
Anne Reynolds.
That's extraordinary. Yes, of course. Why? Well, there's an interesting bit of news.
What's that?
Andrew Fry's resigned.
Oh, no, Jen maybe, but I could never play as good as him.
What's so funny? I think modesty is a very nice thing to have.
Lexi!
Who did that?
Oh, look, just forget it, all right? Is that what Lou wanted to see you about?
Is that right? Did Kelly do that?
Just forget it, can't you?
May?
Wow, geez, is this because you're giving her a hard time in the laundry?
Yeah, a bit touchy, isn't she?
Poor little kid.
Hope they give her one from me.
Sorry, I should have known what she wanted.
Oh, just forget it, can't you? I'll be all right.
You come any closer, and I'll wrap this round your skull.
What happened to you, Mr. Nice Guy act?
Just put it down, Kelly.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.